James Doty, that
Of course.
utterly dear man who, again, I never met in person, but I think he was on the podcast. He was definitely in the Waking Up app.
Yeah.
The neurosurgeon over at Stanford who did all the work on compassion and
In the center,
he
yeah.
met with the Dalai Lama and all that. I mean, he died. He's a little bit older than me, but I think he was in his 60s. He died as the result of complications from a hernia surgery. I mean, hernia surgery is not elective. He had, I assume, had to have a hernia surgery. But the guy, he's a surgeon. He's a Stanford neurosurgeon. You got to think he's getting the best surgical care on planet Earth. He died as a result of
Are you sure that's how he died?
hernia surgery.
I knew it was something unexpected. I didn't know that was that.
Awful. I mean, so it's I think it took a while too. I don't think he didn't die on the table, but I think he had like secondary infections or something. And so it's totally tragic. And
Yeah.
so anyway,
Can you just honor him for a second and he has the most incredible story I'd ever heard. You remember that story from 25 years ago? We just tell the audience really quickly just what a mensch this guy was.
I don't think it came out in my interview of him on the podcast or on the app.
No, you had actually, he said something about it, and then you just were like, okay, James, I remember calling you going,
so
Sam, what the fuck?
Like,
that was the craziest story I've ever heard. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened is he was a Stanford neurosurgeon, but he also had some medical device that he had invented, or he was an entrepreneur of some description. I forget what the details were around that, but he had started a company that during the I think the first .com boom became spectacularly valuable. So he had a ton of money on paper and had pledged some considerable portion of that money to charity.
I think it was like 30 million he pledged.
Yeah, I think he pledged 30 million to charity. But that was in the context of having a lot more money on paper, right? So he had whatever, hundreds of millions, and he pledged 30 million. And then the bubble popped and his wealth evaporated. But for some reason, now I could be getting the details wrong.
The 30 million was still intact.
The spirit of this is right. Yeah, I forget the mechanism, but the 30 million was still intact. Like he had partitioned his equity in some such way that when the bubble popped, and this was just sheer inadvertence, the bubble popped, his money was gone, but the 30 million, which he didn't have to give to charity, it was not encumbered by any kind of paperwork. It was just something he had internally committed to. But
I thought his lawyer had called him and said, I got great news for you. Like that 30 million, we never gave it away. You still have it.
Exactly. You can take it. This is now this is
no one will ever know about it.
This is your golden parachute. And he said, no, I pledged that to charity. I'm giving it to charity. Right. So when he had
all of it though.
Like he did not have a pot to piss in, I don't think. And he had $30 million that he gave away. Right. So that's
right. But he didn't, right. Yeah. Anybody else would have said, if you were going to give any of it away, maybe half.
Oh yeah,
nobody gives it all.
You give 15 away, and you keep 15. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's like totally 1 out of a million, 1 in a million people would have made that decision.